Admiral Iron Fist Impeach sits in a dark room, cigarette smoke hanging thick. A single lamp swings overhead, throwing long shadows. Admiral Impeach sits there, uniform open, sleeves rolled, scar on his jaw. His eyes lock like he's looking straight through you. You know who I am. You heard the name. Admiral Iron Fist Impeach, the one they whisper about when deals go sideways. He picks up a set of folded blueprints, slaps them down on the table with a heavy hand. They come to me for weapons, for leverage, for power, and I don't ask questions. You pay, you play. That's how Brooklyn works. That's how I work. Nick Palermo staring at a half-empty glass of whiskey, Lopez dragging Mikey the Hammer out to a blood-soaked bar, Goku pounding his fist as the crew jumps. Nick's losing his grip, Goku's cracking skulls to keep order. Lopez, he's digging graves in the dark, and that silk-wearing devil's in telly. He thinks he's playing chess. Impeach leans in closer, his face half in shadow. But let me tell you something, there ain't no chess without the Admiral. Every piece moves 'cause I say so. Every king falls when I push it. He grabs a chess king, slams it down. The sound echoes like a gunshot. His eyes don't leave the lens. Brooklyn Bloodlines Season 2, coming soon. And remember, when I make a move, somebody always ends up dead. Brooklyn Bloodlines Season 2, coming soon.
Tales from the Pizzaverse, The Wingate War, Part 3, The Battle of Coney Island Boardwalk. The tide rolls in red, the city wasn't sleeping. After the siege of Willie's pub, Brooklyn buzzed like a nest full of pissed-off hornets. People whispered on stoops in bodegas and back alleys. Dark Horse wasn't finished. Some said he was seen limping down by the docks, feathers dripping sauce. Others swore he disappeared into the Friar Haze of Jersey. But one rumor drowned out the rest. Dark Horse was taking the war to Coney Island. That wasn't just a location. That was Brooklyn's stage, its front porch, the place every borough kid had memories of. Summer nights, seagulls swooping, the Ferris wheel, the smell of Nathan's fries in the air. You let an outsider smear that boardwalk with grease, you might as well piss on the Statue of Liberty. So Bambi called the crew together. This wasn't defense anymore. This was war on the sand. The gala trap. Frank Pecoraro set the bait. Posters went up across the borough. Slices for the people. Midnight gala at Coney Island Boardwalk. Free pies, free whiskey, free fireworks. It looked like a party, but it was a trap. The Pizzaverse arrived heavy. Willie rolled out a bar cart stocked with whiskey bottles like they were grenades. Admiral Impeach had a Coast Guard cutter sitting off the shore, lights out, ready to drop hell if things went sideways. Aaron the Brain had drones disguised as seagulls, each one loaded with jammers, strobes, and enough dirty tricks to fry an army. By 11:59, the boardwalk was packed. Locals, tourists, vendors, even a couple street performers juggling cannolis for tips. Frank strutted on stage, tuxedo sharp, cigar smoke trailing. Frank, ladies and gents, welcome to the Pizzaverse. Tonight we drink, we eat, and if some feathered prick shows up, we roast him alive. The crowd roared. The party lit up. And then the sky went black. A storm of feathers. At midnight, the first screech tore across the ocean. Then came the shadows. Thousands of seagulls, eyes red from buffalo scraps, swooped in like a tidal wave of feathers. Behind him, Dark Horse rose out of the night, wings stretching across the skyline, sauce bombs strapped to his claws. Dark Horse, this boardwalk belongs to the Wingverse. The sauce is law. The gulls dove into the crowd, stealing slices, knocking over vendors, splash and ranch across arcade windows. Tourists screamed, scrambling down the sand. But the Pizzaverse didn't flinch. Bambi raised her pizza shield, her voice cut in the panic. "Form up! We hold the crust!" Willie lit a whiskey rag, hurled it into the air, and roasted a flock of gulls mid-dive. "Fry, you dirty bastards!" Impeach signaled the cutter. A spotlight tore across the beach, illuminating the chaos. "Lock the perimeter. Nothing gets in or out." Aaron flipped a switch. His drone gulls lit up, blinding the enemy flock with strobe lights, sending them crashing into the ocean. Frank's trucks rolled in, speakers blasting Sinatra. Garlic bread ammo launching out of hidden hatches. The boardwalk was war. Fireworks screeched overhead, gulls exploded mid-flight, sauce bombs sizzled on the sand. Blood, sauce, and splinters. Dark Horse landed like a meteor, slamming into the middle of the boardwalk. His wings tore up planks, his claws shredded hot dog stands, his screech rattled windows down Surf Avenue. Willie stood face to face with him, fry pan in hand, whiskey bottle in the other. "Willie, this is Brooklyn's boardwalk, feather boy. You ain't walking off it alive." They clashed, skillet against claw, shield against wing. Every swing rattled the boardwalk. Willie's pan rang out like a fucking church bell. Bambi's shield cracked across Dark Horse's beak, and sparks lit up the sand. Aaron's drones swarmed, jamming wingverse comms. Impeach's cutter fired a volley of warning shots into the sea, sending gulls scattering. Frank's boys blocked escape routes with trucks, torching every sauce crate they found. But Dark Horse was relentless. He ripped through vendors, knocked Frank's cigar clean out of his mouth, and screamed, "Without sauce, your crust is nothing." Bambi roared back, "Without crust, sauce is just a fucking puddle."
Brooklyn ain't just bricks, blood, and bullets no more. Nah, now it's sweet. We talking Brooklyn Bloodlines candy. The only candy tough enough to sit at the table. Mikey the Hammer Fudge Bar. One bite, you're down for the count. Hazelnut, dark chocolate, espresso crunch. Forget about it. Red Velvet Vendetta Taffy. Soft, chewy, with a hit that comes out of nowhere. Like a friendly tap that turns into a left hook. Concrete jungle lollipops. Hard as the streets, sweet as the score. They last longer than a sit-down with Goku D'Angelo. Cannoli Crunch bites, bite-sized, but pack more power than a capo in a Cadillac. Ricotta Cream Center. Forget about it. Brooklyn Bloodlines candy. One taste, you're made. Don't be a gavone eating them store-bought Mook's candy. Get yourself a piece of the empire. Brooklyn Bloodlines candy. Ask your bookie today.
The Ferris Wheel Inferno. The fight spilled under the shadow of the Ferris wheel. Dark Horse ripped supports out of the ground, feathers igniting from stray whiskey flames. The whole ride groaned, tilting under the strain. The crew regrouped. Willie lit 3 bottles at once, hurling them into Dark Horse's wings. "How's that for extra crispy?" Aaron hacked the Ferris wheel's lights, turning the ride into a giant strobe cannon that blinded gulls mid-flight. Impeach ordered the cutter to push closer, flooding the pier with floodlights and a wall of sound. Frank rolled a truck straight at Dark Horse, slamming it into his legs. "House always wins, you bird bastard!" Dark Horse roared, feathers on fire, eyes blazing red. He lunged at Bambi, claws swinging down, but Willie blocked with his pan, taking the hit, blood spraying across the sand. Bambi drove her shield into Dark Horse's chest, knocking him back into the water. The ocean hissed, sauce and smoke rose into the air. The retreat Dark Horse staggered out of the surf, wings torn, feathers smoldering. His gull army scattered into the night. He screamed across the waves. "Dark Horse, this war ain't finished. The wingverse will rise again." And with one final beat of his wings, he vanished into the black. The boardwalk was wrecked. Stands burned. Gull corpses littered the sand. The Ferris wheel leaned crooked like a busted crown. But the Pizzaverse still stood. Willie, bleeding but grinning, poured shots for the crew right there on the beach. Willie, Boardwalks is still ours. Crust still holds, and crust we fucking trust. They raised their glasses, bloodied but unbroken. Brooklyn roared approval. The people didn't run, they fought. The whisper of war abroad. Brooklyn won, but whispers spread across the docks. Dark Horse was gone, but not idle. Word was he was reaching out overseas. Wing cults in Buffalo, sauce mafias in Kansas City, fried chicken cartels down south. The wingverse was growing global. Admiral Impeach muttered, staring at the horizon. Next war ain't local. This is gonna be international. Bambi nodded, eyes sharp. Then we'll take the fight wherever it goes. Pizzaverse ain't just Brooklyn, it's the world. Moral of the story. You can flood the sand with sauce, fill the sky with feathers, burn the rides to ash, but tradition don't break. Crust is family. Crust is legacy. Crust is survival. Wings are just noise. And this ain't the end, Payson. Dark Horse is rebuilding. He's calling sauces from across the globe, making alliances, building a wingverse army, the likes we ain't seen. Don't miss the next chapter, Part 4, The Global Gravy Gambit. Wing cults from Buffalo, fried chicken cartels from the South, international sauces flooding in from overseas, and maybe a traitor in the Pizzaverse ranks. Subscribe, hit that bell, and remember, the Pizzaverse always fucking wins. Thanks for watching.
So this is it. I say goodbye to this chapter of my ever-changing life. And there's mistakes, the path is long, and I'm sure I'll answer for them when I'm gone. So when the day comes and the sun won't touch my face, tell the ones who cared enough that I finally left this place that's been so cold. Look in my face, all the stories it will tell I can't erase. The road is long, just one more song, a little something to remind you when I'm gone, when I'm gone.
But Zintelli ain't just obsessed with her. He's making moves of his own. Anthony Sessa knows him from KC. They worked together once, a job nobody talks about. Now they're both in Brooklyn, predators circling the same kill.
It's paved with good intentions, so they say. And some believe that no good deed goes unpunished in the end, or so it seems. So when the day comes and the sun won't touch my face, tell the ones who care enough that I finally left this place that's been so cold. Look at my face, all the stories it will tell I can't erase. The road is long, just one more song, a little something to remind you when I'm gone, when I'm gone.
He don't raise his voice. He don't move. He just nods once, real slow. Argument ends right there. They saw it. This kid had gravity. Now he walks the road like it's his own stage.
And there's mistakes. The path was long, and I'm sure I'll answer for them when